Hello everyone, Team Tech here, back at it again with part 2 of my Errata rant slash discussion slash joke video. And last time I was just talking about how Exchange of the Spirit could be abusive. If you guys didn't see it, then go back to the end of part 1. You'll be able to hear me talk about all sorts of things you can do with Exchange of the Spirit. Now the next card I decided to try to discuss about is Reign of Destruction. Man, Reign of Destruction. You've really taken so many L's recently. I mean, Reign of Destruction overall as a random slap into your deck is not a bad card overall. But it's just lost a lot of power over the years. I mean, Reign is still a playable card. Don't get me wrong on that. But the argument is, if it's worth playing, considering all of the other traps you have available to you. Cards like Lost Wind, the Mirror Forces, you just have so many better options now. Reign of Destruction just lost its time. It's just way out of its time. So yeah, Reign of Destruction is just way out of its prime, sadly. I love the card and all, but it's still decent at best. But it's just lost too much power to be like a tier 1 Tekken again. I'm sorry, Reign Destruction. You will be missed as one of my top 5 most favorite cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Crush Card Virus. Oh man, did this card really take a lot of L's on the list? On the Errata list anyway. And I'm going to read this text to you so I can show you exactly what's wrong with this card. Tribute 1 Dark Monster you control with 1,000 or less attack. Your opponent takes no damage until the end of the next turn after this card resolves. Your opponent takes no Darn. This card is so trashy. This card is just such garbage now. Like, we're going to keep reading though. Until the end of the next turn, right? After this card resolves. Also, you get to look at your opponent's hand while monsters they control. Oh, and if you do destroy the monsters of Monday with 1,500 or more attack, then your opponent can destroy up to 3 monsters with 1,500 or more attack in their deck. Can. That means it's a choice. If they want to do it, they will do it. If they don't want to do it, then they won't do it. Decks like Zodiac that don't benefit from this, they can that actually feel that effect a little bit because they lose main deck resources. Then they won't do it. However, a deck like Burning Abyss or Lightsworn or Darkwold will easily send 3 Grapha from deck to grave, or easily send 3 copies of Wolf Lightsworn Beast from deck to a grave. And it doesn't even last like a full 3 turns. It's just a one-time deal. You're not getting more than that. Crush Card, you've taken so many L's with your new text change, and the fact that you were banned for almost 10 years speaks upon whether you were ever worth buying back then. Because the only copy of this card that honestly has any intrinsic value at all is the first copy of the card that you got for winning that huge tournament back then. That's the only copy of the card that has any real intrinsic value, in my opinion, now. All the other ones that were high value and high rarity, OT versions of this card, the gold rare version, all those cards are absolutely worthless now. You might as well just buy the common or buy the rare and just burn it, because the card's just garbage now. This one kind of pisses me off because this is another one of my top 5 most favorite trap cards, just like Reign of Destruction here. It's another one of my top 5 most old school favorite trap cards, and it got destroyed. It got butchered. Bad. Very bad. And along these lines, we might as well just jump to Future Fusion. Future Fusion. What good are you for? What are you good for? Now, basically, I'm not going to read this text because it pisses me off to see if this card even got in Errata in the first place. But basically, you have to wait one turn in order to send the materials from deck to grave, and then on the second turn, you summon the monster. So they basically gave this card a one-turn delay. What the fuck? You brought this card back with that kind of Errata in the zoo format? Oh, of course, because you just want to butcher it so nobody plays it. Aside from the Inferno players that just want to luck sack and cheat at YCS. Literally, the only people that even bothered to run this thing and that managed to prove that they could top an event or win in a YCS event with this stupid card in their deck. Because I just don't find the point in running this. Because most of the time, this thing's just going to get MST'd, Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twister, or Dryden, or just going to get the Dryden Pop treatment. That means your opponent's not going to let this thing hang around the field, or another one of its fellow Errata cards can stop it as well. Yeah, this thing can stop it too. So yeah, Future Fusion, you're trash. You're such garbage. Get this shit out of my face. Blech. All right, let's go to Witch of the Black Forest. I mean, I talked about this one in my last video and how it can be really abused and Pendulum Magician still. Since you can, like, search Maxi and other certain hand traps, like Effect Veiler in the deck. So, yeah, Witch is still decent. But is it top tier anymore? Oh, nowhere near. She's never, even if she would have never been a Raj, she's never going to be anywhere near to what she was before. Because Konami doesn't understand something. Power creep. Power creeping is one of the biggest issues in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because power creep is something that is not ever attended to by Konami for older decks. A lot of these older decks got power creeped by the new meta. The new meta, uh, the new meta basically says, "Oh, you can't work. You can't work. You're too old. Okay, you could function. You have some tech cards. Come on in. Okay, you're an old, eroded piece of shit, living, breathing trash can. Okay, stay out there with your trash. We don't need you." That's literally what it is. And I don't know why, but I feel more bad for Sangan than all of these cards here, actually. I really do. I feel more bad for Sangan than anybody else here, even though he never was really one of my favorites. I watched some videos on YouTube and I got to learn the lore behind his story. And I come to the confirmed conclusion that I believe Konami gave him this treatment on purpose. Why? The only somewhat abusive thing about him was Tour Guide and Sangan. That's it. That was the last time that Sangan would ever remain a competitive card again. Him being your Tour Guide target. And as Burning Abyss will end up being a popular tier 1 deck eventually, Tour Guide would end up targeting Graph from deck. Tour Guide, Summon Graph, Overlay for Dante, Mill 3, Activate Graph, Summon Skarmer Seer. Or probably Seer as a me personal preference, so you can have the Sir Dante loop. So you'll be able to have the Seer Dante loop going again. That was like the only good thing that Tour Guide was promoting at that point for Sangan. Her being basically a free one card exceeds with that one Sangan target, and that got overshadowed with Sangan coming out and with Sangan getting banned, the Burden Abyss monsters coming out, and Tour Guide going to one so you couldn't make it Tour Guide focused anymore. Yeah, so basically 2012 wind-up format was basically the last time that Sangan ever saw any competitive play. And that's basically it. That's basically it for Sangan, yeah. He's just nowhere near what to the standards that he used to be. And I really do feel bad for this card. I probably should have chosen another card because this next one that's coming up is quite funny. I was laughing about this for a good solid 30 minutes when I first found this out. I can't believe I did not know that they did this to this card. But they decided to change it to that once per turn you contribute one monster. Inflict damage your opponent could have to attribute a monster's attack on the field. Well, Rip Firewall Dragon loops with the world's most shittiest turtle. I still can't believe they did this, yo. Can we pull up Magical Sciences over here? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. The only thing that was broken about the freaking shitty turtle was Magical Scientist back in the day. Magical Scientist, the Catapult Turtle FTK, if you guys remember that nostalgia. And Magical Scientist is actually pretty shitty now. Because you have to be able to link summon if you want to be able to take up your extra monster zones with other cards. If you want to innovate other extra deck related tech cards into his deck, you can't without link summoning. And yeah, he gets affected by link summoning too, guys. So don't get hyped. It's not really worth your time. Like for real, yo. I'm still laughing about this. I first found this out on the Konami website, updated to 2016 of Errata text on cards. And when I found this out, I was just so done already. Let's pull up Cannon Soldier. Let me pull up Cannon Soldier. Even this guy is not Errata to being only once per turn. Oh man, and this guy can actually be somewhat competitive in link format with infinite loops with Firewall Dragon too. I mean, it's not the most top tier shit ever, but Cannon Soldier actually has some competitive play with Firewall Dragon in the new format. Just saying, man.